Baby Genius is 5, 4, 3, 2, rock and roll. Go.
Honey! Honey! Did you hear that? Tell me you heard that.
What?
Wit! He just said clear as a bell, by a factor of 4 at least. And I understood it. This is so great. I mean, it was in their language, of course, but no, that was the phrase. Those were the words, by a factor of 4 at least.
Beats the hell out of Dada.
Wait a second, I've got it.
You got it?
I got it right here on tape.
He's got it.
Let's go see it.
Oh boy, home movies.
Ooh.
He understood our language. Uh-oh. Uh-oh? Is that all you have to say? Okay, let me think. He's gonna want us to explain the secrets of the universe. That could be a real problem.
Hello and welcome to the worst movie ever made, an experimental movie podcast designed with one thing in mind: to find the worst movie ever made. I'm your host, Chris Ockman. I'm joined by my co-hosts and fellow mad scientists, Rob Scucci and Bob Hassick. Hey guys, how are you and why are we doing Baby Geniuses? No FX, Marxist Brothers. Cool.
We're doing Baby Geniuses because we finally found the bottom of the barrel. But
Oh my god, isn't that...
this had a 2% though.
Yes,
And
it did.
I want to say we've had 0% that were better.
We have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that are better?
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I agree.
I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I will think of them throughout the show, and I'll just drop some titles, hopefully. If
We probably have
far
5
away.
or so.
Yeah. All right.
Maybe something that was crap lousy, possibly.
Oh.
No, I think that got a 9.
All right. So, anywho.
But I would rather
Bob,
watch that.
how are you, Bob? I'm terrible because this movie, you guys thought I would like it for some reason. Because I have a track record of doing exactly that thing.
No, I didn't.
It was alluded to. Chris said he would exit the show if I found any redeeming qualities in this movie.
Okay,
And I haven't. So
somehow that lead in because I don't know. I didn't expect anyone to like this movie, and we had a microburst come through Pittsburgh today, like an almost tornado. And but I'm living in a house that has a generator, so I have power and Wi-Fi and all that shit. So let's get to it.
Fuck yeah! All right, here's Bob's
Love
explanation. New bumper, season 22. For those keeping track.
New bumpies. Hey, Bob. What are you doing over there? You know, it's time to explain the movie, right? You gotta give us the best explanation. Bob?
All right, what we got?
I kind of figured when I clipped that sound that was probably going to be used, so I shouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And I'm not. Okay, here we go. The alliteration, of course, is my favorite. It's B. Here we go. Babies who are barely babies, bewilder buffoon behaviorists, break out of the biolab only to break back in and bonk baby-bashing bastards with a brawling baby bot.
That's true.
I got babies who are barely babies, bewilder buffoon behaviorists, break into biolab only to break back in.
Break out of the biolab.
Yeah.
Only to break back and bonk baby-bashing bastards with a brawling baby bot.
Wow.
Man.
Yeah.
He's a pro.
Wow.
Okay, so the actual description is lengthier than it should be, considering how simple this premise is and how short the movie was.
Yeah.
So 2 scientists, and in quotes scientists, because I really don't know, they kind of steal or borrow babies from an orphanage that they fund to raise them under the Kinder method, which is German for children, which apparently turns potential geniuses into geniuses. I'm not sure, but one of the kids, and I refuse to call babies, has a twin that he doesn't know about outside of the facility. And Sly, the kid in the facility, escapes and is caught several times. One of those times he escapes, he's switched for his twin in the middle of a mall, and the twin, Wit, enters the facility as Sly. Follow along, please. And it's not like before, everybody knows it's not Sly, and they work to get Sly back. But Wit's dad, now with Sly, understands the baby language, and apparently understanding the baby language threatens the scientists. So they decide to just a close-up shop, and move the lab to Liechtenstein and take Wit with them. I think they took Wit with them so they could bargain for Sly, and I still don't know why they need Sly, because he's about to cross over. But anyway, it all ends at the indoor amusement park, and a helicopter landing pad, and a giant animatronic baby, which was very, very reminiscent of the weird diaper-wearing creatures from Nothing But Trouble. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, if you want to fact check that, you can go to www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We have a Nothing But Trouble episode, and you can compare and contrast.
Yeah, and I wrote down 2% Rotten Tomatoes score, but you already said that, so I'm done. I pass.
All right, well, let's throw it to Rob for his best YouTube comment.
Your brains will be squirting out in your ears.
YouTube.
That was Bowie on drums?
It was Bowie and Atticus. I let them both record for a minute, and I found like the one like measure of each of them that kind of made a beat, and then I looped it, and then I had to figure out how to play to their syncopations.
That is genius, and I cannot wait to hear the rest of it. I'm assuming you've got the one shot to
I've
play
got the
us
one
out.
shot at the end. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So, I promise you guys, I did not write this comment, and I think that might be in your game in the future where I bring in a comment and you guys have to decide whether or not I wrote it. But I did not write
Rob
this
or no Rob.
Yeah. I watched this when I was, and also there's no punctuation. I watched this when I was 10 and thought it was funny, but that was exactly 10 years ago. Probably doesn't hold up. Also, I'm trying to watch Biodome. It's not on YouTube, but this dumb thing is.
Yeah, you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
That was you 10 years ago.
Maybe. Maybe it was.
Could have been. Yeah. We don't know.
There we go.
All right, let's throw it to test number 1. This is Ain't That a Pitch?
And fittingly enough, by luck of rotation, we're back at the true Chris Bob Rob order to start the new season.
Oh, hey.
Yeah, look at that. All right. It happens once every 176 episodes. There we go.
Right.
Oh my God.
We're not cable guys. We're linemen.
I told you I'm a lineman now.
A lineman's the you want around if you feel like the world's coming to an end. I told you I'm a lineman now.
So you're a lineman.
But being a lineman,
He's not some boy.
Well, then what is he?
He's a lineman. So you're a lineman. Like you.
Ain't that a pig, huh?
That's very similar to one of mine. Go ahead.
All right, beautiful. Well, we had the same idea there. I think it was the 700 times that they said it in the movie that had us thinking that. All right. Sorry, I'm struggling with a bit of a cold here. You might be able to hear it. For those who are not used to me sounding so annoying, I apologize. But you probably mostly are. So let me go. Babies know the mysteries from when the universe was formed. Christopher Lloyd and Art Garfunkel want to be informed. The only issue is the baby genius kids, for some fucking reason, speak in fucking cuneiform.
All right.
Uniform.
That's solid.
Cuneiform. That is what they say the babies speak in.
Huh.
Nice.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't write that down. So good on you.
I did.
Here we go. I went movie reference heavy in the first line. Here we go. Doc Brown and Serial Mom trying to raise up toddlers. They're no doubt chasing after the almighty dollar. The scientist's motivation is truly unclear. Sly and Wit's behavior is quite cavalier. Not a shit about the other annoying slobberers.
Slobberers. Did you look up other words for babies and then like build your rhyme off of slobberers?
I did not know. I started with toddlers and went from there.
All right.
Okay, well, I'm impressed.
I think you guys are going to mop the floor with me because I don't really talk about the movie. I kind of just channeled my feelings for it. All right, here we go. Goo goo gaga. Talking babies. Oh my God. Hoo ha ha. Doc Brown stealing babies. I hope they all die of scabies. Women, children, whatever. This shit needs to stop.
Rob 5.
I'm going Chris 4-5.
Wow.
I was gonna go Chris 4.
Wow, Chris 4-5, and I didn't even vote for myself. Holy shit. What a great start to the new season, guys. Whee! Let's throw it to test number 2. This is the most offensive.
What's wrong? Man,
Sorry, I'm so happy.
Shallow grave, unmarked grave, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, I should be buried in
I
an
think
unmarked
I
grave
think
after
I'm gonna support that. If not, do it myself.
Okay. 10 weeks of this shit.
Yeah, halfway through the one shot, maybe.
Yeah.
Test number 2, the most offensive here. Let's go with number
5.
DeLuise's lug nuts. Do you guys catch this part where Dom DeLuise catches like a monkey wrench to his balls?
Yes.
Yes.
When he's under the sink, right?
Yeah, it's for cheap, like, you know, I'll use the term boomer humor for no reason in particular, but, you know, when the guy gets hit in the nuts with the monkey wrench.
It's America's Funniest Home Videos 80s humor, even though this was released in 1999.
Yeah.
Only 2 years pre 9/11, never forget.
It does feel very, like, early 90s, though. It doesn't feel like late 90s to me.
No, it doesn't. I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was Sly who hit our, like, bus driving, daycare running, nice grandpa Dom DeLuise in the nuts with a wrench.
Yeah.
What, aren't we supposed to like him? Or no, it was Wit. It was Wit?
Yeah.
It
He was
was
just
Wit,
supposed to be
yeah.
like a useful idiot
Yeah.
/ lovable goon, and he was just a punching bag for all that kind
He was.
Yeah, which is
Pile
too
of
bad.
shit.
I guess that's why you hire him, because he sounds funny.
Yeah.
But if you didn't catch it already, listening audience, their names are Sly and Wit. You know?
Yeah.
Sly and... You know, because they're geniuses.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to number...
Which makes no sense, by the way, because like they didn't know they were geniuses when they were first born.
It just so happens.
Anywho, number
4.
Pee-oopie Bottom's baby bowel movement banter. If you didn't catch what Pee-oopie Bottoms is, it was the big van that held the like
I caught
diaper.
that.
Yeah. Which is just a really like terrible name, such a stretch for
you said
the end result.
Pee-oopie Bottom's baby bowel banter. Is that what it was?
Yeah, bowel movement banter, but yeah.
Yeah, that was the
Get rid of
name
the
on the van that took the diapers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they do a lot of like, oh, diapers, we have to change diapers humor, which is also just not funny at all.
No. And what was the thing they used? The phrase, was it diaper? Oh shit! I forget the phrase they used.
Because they made like a marathon out of it
I
with all the kids at once. Is that what you're talking about? They had like it's like diaper brigade or diaper.
No,
something.
everyone talked
like,
about it was like a phrase they used to talk about diaper smell. I forget what it was.
Mm-hmm. It was like a diaper torpedo or something like It wasn't that, but it was like some kind of phrase like that.
When I was watching it, I remembered it because they said it so many times. Now I can't. It'll come.
Yeah, we should have.
I've made it a point not to remember most things about this movie, including the names of its principal characters. I'm kind of pissing in the wind here this whole episode.
Yeah.
Well, let's throw it then to number
3.
You know what you can't be doing out in the world?
What's that?
You can't be broad daylight duffel bagging babies. You just can't be doing that.
That's correct. You can't do that.
Yeah.
There are like security guards who I guess are the cleaning crew at the most prestigious secret daycare in the world. The cleaning crew is tasked with getting Sly back, so they follow him into a mall and then just steal a child in the middle of the mall playground by throwing him in a literal duffel bag and leaving with him. And we do not have the police called on us or anything.
That's this movie.
Yeah,
that's this movie.
Number 2. All right, I got a double here. Number 1 is big baby fat shaming and wishing Sheeva would rain wrath down on your friends.
Okay.
Do you guys remember either one of these episodes?
Big baby. Oh, Sheeva's more.
They were very short, so I lumped them together to make them one. There was a really, really, really heavy baby, and like Whit's girlfriend at home, or sister, or whatever she is, you know, is like, oh, don't you think you should lay off of the, I don't know, yogurt or something? And it's just like a passing, it's like you're like fat because they make these babies adult, you know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. This is not their worst production, though it probably should have been. This is where they fucked up. It's just like Theodore Rex. I made this comment in a group text. They threw in a million throwaway, tiny, under-the-breath jokes that weren't funny, but they were meant to be funny enough to not skip them in the dialogue. So, like, the kids would say something little, like, under their breath or like, off camera, and it was supposed to be, like, so many jokes that it was just flooding the movie with humor, and they all fell flat. It pissed me off.
They were so bad. Oh, my God.
And that was one of them. I want to say that was one of them, because I honestly forget it even happened.
I forget what the Sly like is going into a Macy's or something as the like metal grate is coming down for closing, and he's like, "Shop till you drop," and then he like slid underneath it, and I just wanted to cut off my toes.
Was that before
and see
or
if
after?
it would cause me death by bleeding?
Was that before or after his stupid dressing up in random outfits montage that served no fucking purpose?
Yeah, that was
in the Macy's.
That
right?
was a good time wasting like 6-minute montage of him just dancing with a like animation that was not realistic at all.
To pad the runtime on this 80-minute feature.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta get it there, you know. All right, number 1. This is a clip, and we were just talking about how they're trying to make like adults out of these babies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, watch how they do it here in Babies Making Babies.
I don't have a clip called that.
Oh, what's the...
I got...
Shit, hold on, I'm sorry. It's the first episode of the season. For most offensive, what did I give you?
Baskin and Robbins? Breenish, Brothers, Babyco, Baffled, BS, Bubblegum, Pink, Wink Wink, Brokers, Blind Study, Bomb.
Really? I didn't give you a most offensive? That fucking sucks.
No, but Baskin and Robbins, it was catch-all, and I thought you just made a typo because it was on top of the list. So I thought you may have meant that.
Shit, I really didn't. Okay, so there's a scene. I can't believe I didn't include this.
What'd you call it?
Fuck. No, I'm looking at what I sent you. I didn't send you a most offensive because I'm a total moron. Guys, you can play the song
guys.
if you want to.
We well-oiled machine. What's up?
Something happens and I'm head over heels.
I am torturing you enough with my new bumper, so just keep it moving.
Yeah, that's fair, Rob. Okay, so my number 1 was the stroller ride where Slide gets into the carriage with another like 2-year-old and tells him to take off her clothes.
Yeah. And then she's like, the next scene he's puffing on a cigar like he's satisfied.
Yes.
Yeah. He gives her the cigar.
Yeah.
She has the cigar like she's satisfied.
Post-natal pedophilia?
Natal?
Yeah.
Postnatal, because like you're after you're born, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Post. Yeah, we'll go with that.
All right.
I was thinking stroller seduction or.
There you go.
I like that.
Stroller seduction. Wow, gross. Sounds like something.
I have something worse, but I'm not going to say it.
All right.
Please.
No.
Can you make it your last word? Maybe people won't know what you're talking about by then.
Okay.
No, god damn it. Stop messing with the last word, Chris.
All right, fine. And that's his final truth. Let's go to Rob's ad read. That's true. I have been doing it.
Well.
Just what are you pretty little
listeners
doing out here with no
3 a.m. hot dogs
and to keep you company?
Tim and Crispy used the same clips.
All right.
Did we?
Pretty much.
Fuck.
Today's episode of the worst movie ever made is brought to you by chia seeds and Palm Wonderful as a meal replacement. Antioxidants,
Okay.
vitamins, fiber,
Nice.
diuretics. Will Rob have explosive diarrhea by the end of the program? Stay tuned to find out. Even if he paints the back of his office chair with his fudge chud, it's still a less shitty experience than watching Baby Geniuses. Back to you, Chris and Bob.
Oh no.
Thank you so much, chia seeds and Palm Wonderful.
Yeah, that's what I just chugged before the show started.
Good
God.
God.
Because I'm tired of
Yeah.
housing dinner while I'm editing the episodes at 11:30. So I'm like, what if I just got a bunch of calories in the most offensive way before starting?
Uh-oh.
You are done. You are done.
Cooked. I think cooked, as the kids say.
Cooked. Yeah. I almost
Yeah,
added that. I
cooked.
was like, don't try to sound too.
Yeah.
No,
on
I didn't
point.
say let me cook in a good way.
Yeah. True.
There's another one they say for that. It's I forget. I can't think right now.
Bussin'.
No.
Well,
never
make
use
it
that
your
one.
last word if you think of it.
Ah.
All right. Let's go to test number 3. This is the worst dialogue.
Oh, fuck you.
Low testosterone. Man boobs.
Those are the things they bring up when they can't think of anything else to say. Because it's bad dialogue. And this is the worst dialogue.
Nice.
Love that. The King Kong beat in the background just makes me so happy. All right. Number.
It's never going away.
Yes.
I hope not.
Number 5.
All right. See if you agree with me on this clip. And I'm just giving you the title. See, we'll go from there. It's Breenish.
Down to the last person on the cleaning crew, you have passed the most stringent security check ever devised. Each of you receives salaries 10 times that of similar positions in other companies. Why? Because you are part of the most momentous experiment in the history of corporate research and development. You are entrusted with that knowledge and the responsibility that goes with it.
And you have failed that responsibility. Now, I don't care how or what you do. Get Sylvester back.
Didn't sound like Neil Breen?
When he's talking about how the grandioseness of everything. He's like, you get paid more than these people. I saw too that this was the best in the world. But also, there's a
at
Dr.
least
Brown
10
verbal
times
tick.
that of other companies.
And others. But there's one more thing too.
Yeah.
This is a verbal tick. I'm not sure if it was deliberate or just him forgetting his lines. He'd be like, has to do with it. He did that 4 times.
Yeah. He did do that. I think that was a choice, but it was
meant to be a quirk. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But there was something else that he said too at the end. Fuck. It doesn't matter. But if you listen to that back and you know the worst movie ever made real well, you know that we're big Neil Breen fans here. So whenever I hear any dialogue that sounds like that, I gotta point it out. And you, the listener who knows what I'm talking about, the second part of the clip that sounded like Breen, just email it to us. Yeah.
Yeah. The term is Breeniacs. We're Breeniac.
Brainiacs, yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you, Rob.
Yeah.
Because we all 3 of us are huge Brainiacs because all 3 of us have seen every movie that he has.
Aside from the first one that Bob pitched, I forced you guys to watch the rest. So that's just Bob's fault.
Let's go to number
4.
And that's because we're all brother movie buffs. Speaking of brothers, this clip is brothers.
This is an emergency.
And what is the nature of this emergency?
There's been a kidnapping.
Yes, sir, and who's been kidnapped?
My son.
How old is he, and do you know who kidnapped him?
Yes, he's almost 2, and his great aunt did it yesterday morning at the mall.
His great aunt kidnapped him at the mall yesterday morning. That's right.
This
You're
pissed
just
me off so
reporting it?
much.
Well, she switched him for his twin brother. We didn't know.
She switched him with his twin brother. And how do you know this?
My daughter told me.
Now, how old is your daughter?
18
They wouldn't
months.
ask that.
Look, I know this sounds strange.
Oh, no, sir. I get this kind of call all the time. Now, let me get this straight. Your 18-month-old daughter told you that her great aunt kidnapped your son by trading him for his twin at the mall. Is that about it?
Listen, lady. This woman is moving all of the babies to a secret lab in Liechtenstein.
Oh, boy.
Secret lab in Liechtenstein. Well, that is serious. Give me your name, sir, and I'll get you all the help you need.
Here's the problem with this. She's a 911 dispatcher, right?
Yeah.
So even if the story is off the wall, like insane, there's 2 things that should be alarming to her: a child in danger, and the person calling about it's on the verge, clearly on the verge of a psychotic break. You should be treating that like a fucking emergency, not like, oh, is that really? You should be talking them off the ledge like you're their friend because they are talking crazy and there's a child in danger, right?
And not just that. I've actually called 911. I've called 911, didn't even get a response, and hung up. And the police still showed up at my address.
Yeah, they got to find out if it was a fucking like a kid accidentally dialing it, or like if someone tried dialing it and got stabbed to death.
They don't fuck with that shit, and that's as they shouldn't, you know?
Yeah.
No.
They don't know. Yeah.
God, this
they don't know. Like, if
so angry. Go ahead.
He could have been. Yeah, I know, for real. But Christopher Lloyd could have been in the back seat of the car, like with a gun to his head, telling him to say all this crazy shit. For all they know, so they have to follow.
Yeah, true.
You know,
they do.
So let's go with number
3.
Pico.
Review project in summary form.
TwinCom is designed to prove the superiority of the Kinder method of childrearing. To accomplish this, 2 years ago, twin brothers Sylvester and Whit were born to a specially selected surrogate mother. Director of Operations Dr. Elena Kinder then arranged for baby Whit to be adopted into the home of her niece and her niece's husband, Dr. Dan Bobbins. Baby Sly was placed in the Babyco hyperdevelopmental habitat to be raised under the guidance of the Kinder method.
Summarize operational protocol.
It is imperative for the integrity of this experiment that no one ever discover that Sly and Whit are twins, especially the boys themselves. A comparative evaluation of the boys will occur by age 6 to establish conclusively the superiority of the Kinder method.
Updating experiment log. Last night, baby Sylvester made his way up 25 stories undetected, escaping from his habitat in a secret lab. Even though it now appears that baby Sly cannot be controlled, I'm sure Dr. Kinder will be pleased by this display of skill and intelligence. I, however, remain apprehensive.
Yeah.
Dr. Kinder.
All right, so.
Kinder.
They should have given Christopher Lloyd a German accent. That would have been amazing.
Anyone. When the name was Kinder, they should have been someone with a German accent.
Yeah, and then the whole Liechtenstein thing, you know, like
Christopher Lloyd did a German accent in Mel Brooks' movie To Be or Not to Be. He played a Nazi officer.
So he can do it.
He can do it.
I'd love to hear that. All right, To Be or Not to Be. Heard. Be or Not to Be.
It's a remake, but it's Mel Brooks. So.
Well, I do like me some Mel Brooks. Yeah. When Christopher Lloyd says review project in summary form, it's like 3 minutes into the movie, and I was ready to puke. So, like, if they tried to find a way to like catch us up with the story,
exposition
without,
dump,
yeah, but it is an exposition dump, but it's one of the laziest I've heard.
It really
the
is,
setup, like the setup normally is like, okay, who are these guys? And then they're like, this is the Death Squad, Colonel Buck my fuck. He's gonna kill everybody because he's been to prison 6 times. You know, like, and then they go through the list. But in this one, he's literally like, summarize this for the audience, computer. And then it does, and you're like, wow, how lazy can you possibly be? How about number 2? By the way, I have no idea what I just said about Colonel whoever that did what, but I am looking forward to listening back to hear what I said. This is baffled.
Come on, kids, I'm looking
He
bad.
tries so hard. Yeah, I hope when I go over and speak their language, I remember to thank him. How could you thank him? When you cross over, you won't remember anything you know now. Hey, wait a minute. I got a great idea. Have you said Dada or Mama yet? Nah, that's so stupid. I've decided the first time I speak, I'm just gonna quote the Gettysburg Address, flat out. No, you gotta say Dada. Say it, he'll go nuts. He'll call Mom and they'll both go nuts.
Not laughing.
I don't know. You gotta
I'm
say
not
it.
laughing.
Come on, do it.
No.
Okay, I'll do it. Dada! 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 Joy to the world!
Oh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you have it.
Yeah.
Are we as deeply regretful as we've ever been having watched a movie for this podcast?
No, because even like
I feel
Y2K,
like we're all ready to die.
Even with Y2K and like the Neil Breen stuff, we have like lively debates and like fun at the movie's expense, but there's no fun to be had.
No, we all hate it equally, if not exponentially.
Yeah,
like normally, this is normally where I come in and go, like, oh, it actually had like decent beats to lead you along, but everything else like didn't support. Like, it doesn't even have that.
Yeah,
it
right.
doesn't even have
I
that, guys.
I'm gonna go to my grave with this argument. It is Theodore Rex with babies instead of dinosaurs.
No one's arguing.
Yeah.
You're 100% correct.
I completely agree. Yeah.
It's the same goddamn movie.
Don't waste this hill for your death, man. Like, die on a different one. Don't.
I got many deaths. I'm like a fucking cat.
I feel like the other one that I would lump in there that we also have done, and Rob, I'm not going to ask you to tell them where because you already made a nice plug in the beginning, but the other one is Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah.
Which can be found at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. Just search Garbage Pail Kids on the top bar. The movie sucked, but her episode's great, guys.
Chris is right.
So
though.
double plug.
It really does compare aptly to this. Yeah.
But at least that had a reason for being created, though. They were trying to sell gum. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Yeah. Good point. All right, let's throw it to our biggest piece of bullshit dialogue, and this is number
1. Daddy.
You know what? Fuck it.
This is Baby S.
I don't know if you intentionally made it this long, but this is a doozy, but every moment is
It's
necessary.
a long one. I'm sorry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Making sure I didn't clip it wrong. Okay, here we go.
What is that terrible noise?
Noise to us. We've had the computers analyzing every possible permutation. What we hear as incoherent noise may actually be a musical masterpiece. Listen to our computer's interpretation of Basil's playing.
That's remarkable.
It has all the complexities of a symphony by
any
Beethoven.
notes.
Well, but if that's the case, it's possible that what we hear as baby talk is actually conversation.
Exactly. And look at this. A child writing on a pad, right? No. After checking several hundred languages, we found out they are writing the ancient and forgotten language of cuneiform. Not only do these babies speak their own language, they understand all others. Now, watch this. Subject 1 speaks, and we immediately see activity here in the lower limbic region. While Subject 2, as he listens, is active in the forebrain. There is no doubt these babies are having a conversation. We just don't understand. The instant a child begins to speak in any known language, the limbic activity ceases.
As though they forget.
Exactly. Robbins was right.
What if the limbic activity is not merely speech? What if it's stored knowledge from an early parent gene pool?
Passed from generation to generation. Amazing.
Every baby might know the secrets of the universe. This would be the greatest breakthrough in the history of science.
Revolutionize a human map.
If we find the key to the human mind, Every child will be educated in the kinder method. Every great mind will be ours to mold. Let's get them all into the amphitheater.
I just thought of a version of this movie that would be good. Want to hear it? Based on this
Yes.
clip? Okay, so the Doc Brown guy, he's like unpacking
Sorry.
all these. He's unpacking all these things, right? And he's like, "Oh, it's cuneiform, it's that and that." But like, it zooms out, and his study's just like a fucking dilapidated shithole with a bunch of kidnapped babies. And like, they're like, "Yeah, Doc, that's exactly what's happening." And like, they just, but he's like super wealthy and bankrolling all of them. So they're afraid to tell him that he's just batshit insane, and that's the movie.
Yeah, I like it.
I like that better. And then there's a scene where he's holding Art Garfunkel at gunpoint in the car, and Art Garfunkel is saying to the police that they're trying to move the babies to Liechtenstein or something.
Yeah,
I really like this. Okay, yeah. So obviously, if you know me at all, you know why I absolutely hated that bit there where they're talking about how the babies are. And Rob, I think you said he's not hitting enough. The baby's not hitting enough like notes on the keypad.
No, what I'm saying is like if you go into any music recording software and you just button mash on a piano or like a synthesizer, you could probably quantize it and be like, I want this in the key of C, and it'll fucking make a coherent melody out of it. It's not genius. It's just like an algorithm. You know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, what I took from your murmurs was what I was thinking, and that is the baby is clearly not hitting enough of the piano keys to make that
there's not enough range on that.
No, but
right.
That like the point was didn't matter because it was translatable to something better.
Right,
Allegedly,
like the whole notes that the baby was hitting was transferred somehow into like 1/32 notes.
Chords.
Over and over. Yeah. So, okay, whatever. That's cool. And then the baby, he slips in as soon as, okay, so I had two, I'm sorry, it was a long clip. I had two other contentions. He's like, as soon as they speak any known language, they forget everything. That just slides that in there. That's the crossing over that we don't know about yet. But also, he's like, the limbic system of the baby in the frontal cortex responds when the rear cortex of the other babies is speaking the language we don't recognize. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that
science.
probably, but like there is probably a response from your like interpretation part of your brain when you're a baby and another baby is speaking to you. And by the way, we keep calling them babies, but to Bob's point before, really not even babies. They're fucking toddlers at this point. So I don't know why it's not called toddler geniuses because it ought to be.
Toddler gobblers.
And yes.
Yeah.
And
slob knockers or whatever you call it.
Here's the thing is like there is a thing called infant amnesia. There is a crossing over where like at a developmental point, like your kid, like they have all their core memories, but like they kind of have a reset when they're like 2 years old for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's when the sleep disturbance is. So like they could have like used real science to explain the phenomenon, but they didn't.
No,
they went with my least favorite part of the clip there when Dr. Kinder realizes that they could, because they forget everything, possibly, who knows, hold all of the secrets of the universe in their brains.
The universe.
Because she thinks maybe.
Universe.
Yeah. The universe, that's more Breenish bullshit right there.
Yeah, and
they
others.
have all the secrets of the universe and other universes. All right, let's start to the worst production, please. Test number 4.
Yeah,
we're on.
Oh,
yeah, we are.
It's him. Oh, God, it's him. It's production.
Yo,
All
Bodie
right,
Jam's out.
Yeah. I like the bass personally. Okay,
that was so fucking hard to record.
So I tagged this 80s baby fever is over.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yes.
So
nice.
The problem with this production is that it even happened. Like the concept was weak and it was based on old fads. Like, anyway, I'm eating crow because it grossed 3 times its budget. It grossed $36.5 million worldwide, against a production budget of $12 million. So yeah, $12 million budget, $36.5 million gross.
Yeah.
It made me a fool by saying that. But anyway, Jon Voight. We know Jon Voight. He's an enemy of the pop. He was in Anaconda.
Yes,
he was
the
in
state.
He was in
Megalopolis.
Megalopolis with the boner, right?
The boner.
Him and his production company had the script for this movie and brought the attention of like various studios after the success of like the Look Who's Talking franchise, which by the way ended after 3 movies in 1993. So this is like an old school thing. But Voight ended up playing the villain in the sequel to Baby Geniuses. I'm guessing it's all because of this. Yeah. There is.
Yeah.
Anyway, the film concept was conceived by producer Stephen Paul, who was inspired by a moment in his life when he saw 2 babies communicating, quote, together at a Barney's, New York. And then David Saunders, the then president of Sony's Triumph Films, wasn't sure that a film could work. But then he saw the movie Babe. I don't know if you guys saw Babe with the pig.
I saw Babe. I've seen Pig in the City. Yeah, that was huge.
I saw Pig in the City too. Yeah.
So after this guy saw Babe, he saw similar a mouth morphing technology where the animals could talk. And the studio held auditions for babies, and in about 6 different cities. And triplet actors Miles, Leo, and Gary Fitzgerald. That's who ended up playing. Wit and Sly were played by triplets, not twins.
Yeah.
They were almost 3 when they were cast in the dual role of Wit and Sly. So I was right, Chris, you're right. Everyone's right. They're toddlers. But here's the most offensive part, which goes back to most offensive. The guy that was the film's baby wrangler, which, yes, that's his official term, he noted that the actors still looked like babies, and with triplets, you can work longer hours than you can with twins.
That's why they always have that's why they always have twins and triplets, because like Full House and like Big Daddy, right? It's a union thing.
Yeah. So yeah, he actually went on record saying that. And the film shot for 50 days, wrapping in March of 1997. So by the time this was released, the kids were already 5.
They were old enough to regret being in this.
Yeah, for sure. Bob, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Was the casting director, otherwise known as the baby wrangler, at the mall with a duffel bag doing his casting?
Yeah.
I'm going to say yes for humorous purposes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's where they got that one freaky looking baby. What was his name? Here, it's in my catch-all. I'll hold on that. Go ahead.
Yes, cool. The one that they fat shamed. 80s baby fever is over. Nice. Okay. Yeah. Let's throw it to test number 5, the worst acting.
Well. Just what are you pretty little things doing out here with no man to keep you company?
Man. Oof. That's some really bad acting. It fits right in with the worst acting.
This one's called Bubblegum Pink. Well, number 1. Bubblegum Pink. Wink, wink.
Okay.
Oh, nice do, Dickie. You look like Mount Pepto-Bismol just erupted.
Pink is cosmic, all right? For the last time, my name ain't Dickie. It's Ice Pick. You people get that straight?
Ice Pick. I love the creativity and imagination that you've displayed here. But no matter how outrageous you act or you dress, I'm not going to fire you. So give it a rest, huh? Love you, pal. Rub 'em up.
He could use that pink one he's got on his head.
Hey, don't worry. He's just acting out. We'll bring him round. Can you tell me why we're doing this again?
Well, I promised Dan's brother that we get Ice Pick through one job without getting canned. Wish I could afford a makeover like that.
Did his rebellious because he had like the stop sign tattoo on his forehead later? Did that have did that bear any significance on the plot, or was it just like kids these days?
Yeah, it was one of those side plots where he was trying to get fired by coming to work dressed in outrageous outfits, stuff like that. But I'm just like, why don't you quit?
No,
yeah,
like, trying to get fired. They were showing teenage rebellion. They were showing. Sorry, it's the whole like people were like into babies, and they were also had other kids who were different ages, and they were trying to make it relatable to parents.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. But she literally says, no matter how outrageous your outfits, I'm not going to fire you. And then later in the movie, he's like, "Are you still going to keep me employed?" Or something, like uses some, like he's legit trying to get fired. But like, why wouldn't you just quit?
Based on the dialogue, yes, but based on the acting, no. He was happy there.
Well, this is test number 5, the worst acting.
And they all lived there. They basically all lived in the same home. Like I never saw anyone go home.
It was really weird. It was really weird.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Very strange arrangement. That's might come up again. I might be asking about that.
And that was Ruby D. That was Ruby D. She's super famous.
Ruby D. She might come back up again later.
She probably will. Yeah.
Yeah. But. Oh man, I have one more point. Oh, the music. The music. Actually, I've said this before on the pod, and I think sometimes the music actually makes the acting even worse. When have the like slide whistle kind of sound to your music, the like old like vaudeville humor kind of music, it makes the acting even worse because they're really trying to like use the soundtrack to get you to feel a certain way about it, and they go whap, whap. You're like, give me a fucking break, like
yeah.
I understand how I'm supposed to feel. Anyway, Rob, why don't you throw it to number 2? This is Brokers.
Just as you thought, Dr. Kinder, the Baby Grows line of expandable infant clothing has elicited a tremendous response in our first research pulse.
Huge numbers from the Kmart and Walmart shoppers, where the penetration is weakest.
Well, that should increase our market share dramatically. All right, put in production. Keep. Now tell me of the new ones, how many possibles?
8 show potential.
8? 8 out of 500?
Elena, statistically, genius occurs once in 10,000 individuals. We expected to discover only 5 geniuses from the Pasadena orphanage. We've got 8.
Don't tell me how well we're doing. Our orphanages and secret labs are costing us $200 million a year. The sole purpose of these orphanages is to allow us to cull out the geniuses, the natural leaders.
We'll do better.
I'll settle for a few more like Sylvester. Look at what that little crackerjack did last night.
All our emphasis has been on keeping the world out of the secret lab.
She
no
called
one
him a
ever
cracker.
considered the possibility of a baby escaping.
She did.
Just look at this wonderful world we've created for our babies to grow up in. Why would anyone want to escape from here?
Well, the one who did is in the workstation, no doubt planning his next escape.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 3. This is Blind Study.
Slide. Wait. Oh. You idiots! You imbeciles! You morons! You cretins! You
traitors.
No. No, not idiots. No. Oh. You wonderful, brilliant assemblage. You have given me the greatest gift of my entire life. Our own living cross-evaluation.
Told ya. Brown nose.
Give them all a raise. Oh, I feel so warm and motherly. I think I'll go visit my darling niece.
And the mother of the year is?
Start the comparative tests on wit immediately. We'll see how Sylvester is doing among the peasants.
I have a better title for this movie. You have to look at the screen, though, Chris. It's literally...
What?
The movie. Like the Rizzler face. with like a raised eyebrow. That's it.
That's one. Yeah, that's a winner. Let's get that going. Can we do a reboot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Her Cruella DeVille, like Cretan's language.
Yeah. We lost you, Chris.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Are you back?
No, it's
hey.
me.
All right, cool.
My audio is shitty though, but it doesn't.
All right. We go into fact or no fact? Chris?
I'm ready if you guys are.
Number 4.
That was number. Oh yeah.
4.
This is called bomb.
911? Now listen. You know that Baby Co building? There's a bomb in there, and we're gonna blow those little suckers to Venus, okay? You wanted cops? You got cops.
So that was after the problematic 911 call where the dispatcher wasn't taking their abducted baby scenario seriously. Can you please try talking, Chris?
Immediately following it.
Yeah, I think you're good. All right, talk like continuously for a second so we can actually test the audio. Like, can you like say a sentence?
I want
a sentence.
One. No, I'm just kidding. I will say anything you want me to say, Rob.
That's
you're
enough.
sexy.
Because normally when we test
Looking
this,
good.
you're like, is it good? And you're like, meh. And then like you start fiddling, and we don't know if it's working or not. But now we know it's working.
Yeah, I know.
There
I
we
know.
go.
Good. Okay, I'm glad I can help.
Tune in for our 200th episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made in a couple short weeks. www.theworstmovieevermade.com.
Why would you? Your host has failed you. I'm sorry. Let's throw it to fact or no fact.
Sure, you got it.
Let me tell you something. When Bob hits you with these facts,
your brains will be squirting out of your ears.
This is fact or no fact.
All right, fact or no fact this week. So the movie is called Baby Geniuses, and I called the game. They're not babies, genius.
Yeah.
Fucking not. Okay, so these are 5 things. One of them is a lie, and the other 4 facts, and they're about this movie and or the movie details or the people in the movie, whatever. Here we go. First one. The film has the distinction of being the first full-length feature to use computer-generated imagery for the synthesis of human visual speech.
Okay.
Second one. This is the last film directed by Bob Clark. He tragically died in a car accident 2 years later.
Good.
Hope so.
Jeez. Okay, third. Jeez. Okay, it turned dark. The third one. This is the 4th and final collaboration between the director and Kim Cattrall. A 4th one. 3 actors from this movie also appeared in Addams Family Values, 1993. And the last one. Both Christopher Lloyd and Kim Cattrall have appeared in the Star Trek film franchise.
Huh. Well, 2 and 3 kind of go hand in hand. If Bob Clark did die, then it would indeed be his last collab. So those kind of cancel each other out, right?
I agree with that math.
Right.
Yeah. 3 actors from this movie all starred in Addams Family. I've never seen Addams Family Values. I don't think I've ever seen anything Addams Family really. Like I never saw the appeal.
No, me neither.
I think the black and white series had its moments, but like all like the 90s and 80s reboots or whatever. I heard Wednesday's okay. I don't know.
It's not that good actually.
It's not my cuppa.
The Jenny Ortega Wednesday maybe is okay.
Well, she's like, anyway.
Both Lloyd
19
and Cattrall have appeared in Star Trek film. Yeah, she's all right. I'm gonna say number 1. I'm gonna say if that technology for like the synthesis of human speech was pioneered, they wouldn't try wasting it on this. But then again, it was a huge success. A success enough to have a sequel. So maybe I don't know enough about Star Trek. I'm gonna say number 1 because I feel like if this was the first attempt, it would have been like those Conan O'Brien bits where it was just like a photograph of somebody with their mouth like superimposed over their mouth, like going like between dialogues.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger wheel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Shit was best. Yeah.
I'm gonna say number 1. I'm gonna say number 1
Okay.
Fly.
Oh my god, so good.
Against my better judgment, but I don't know. I think number 1. Final answer.
I'm gonna say number 5 because Christopher Lloyd looks so much like he should be on Star Trek that I'm gonna say he wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are your answers, and you're both wrong. Here we go.
Damn it!
This film does have the distinction of being the first full-length feature to use computer-generated imagery for the synthesis of human visual speech. That's first.
Huh.
Second one is The Lie. Baby Geniuses 2 was the director's last movie before his fatal car accident in 2007.
Damn.
That's too bad. Oh man.
Bad for
So
him,
Rob,
good for us. Yeah.
When you said I hope, you were right because he made the sequel, which is more egregious.
All right.
This is the fourth and final collaboration between the director and Kim Cattrall, the others being Tribute from 1980, Porky's 1981, where she bared herself, and Turk 182, 1985. 3 actors were in Addams Family Values: Christopher Lloyd, Peter McNichol, and Sam McMurray.
All right.
All in Addams Family Values. And they were both Star Trek film franchise. Christopher Lloyd played Commander Kruge in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, in 1984, and Kim Cattrall played Lieutenant Valorous in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, in 1991.
Oh, sweet.
So yeah.
Okay.
May the force be with you.
My God, I did not think I'd win that one because I thought I was transparent. I thought you guys would see through that. I win. Chris wins. Game over.
Yes. Double check mark.
All right.
Man, Chris. All right. So, let's throw it now to the catch-all.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Get the hell down from there!
Don't worry, I'll catch you. Because this is the catch-all.
Kill training grown tigers naked in a meat suit.
All right, go ahead.
Nice.
Yeah, I should have slowed that down. I use that too. Go ahead.
Here's that catch-all clip that you mentioned before. Baskin and Robbins.
You should have seen him in Basket and Robbins. We've been banned for life.
Because kids like ice cream and you kids.
The fact that they didn't say Baskin Robbins, I was like, what the fucky? So I went on the internet and I said, was it ever Baskin and Robbins?
No.
For your catch-all pleasure, it was Baskin and Robbins.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, because it...
That was my first
It's not
job.
like...
I was...
Oh, okay.
I was 14 years old. I worked at a Baskin Robbins at a mall in my area.
Did you ever manage to try all the flavors?
Oh my God, yes.
31. They go from here to next week, guys. No way.
No, it's more than 31. We had 48 at any given moment. I was a high school swimmer at the time. I could eat my weight in ice cream and not gain a pound. So yes, I tried everything.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, so I don't know. You know how like certain things that you hear about, you just assume for like the rest of your life. I always assumed that it was like basking robins, like robins like just like putting their arms out in the sun.
Oh, okay.
not like it was.
Yeah, it was two guys.
Baskin and Robbins.
Yeah, it was.
So when she said Baskin and Robbins, it really bothered me, so I had to look it up. And yeah, it was two guys, Baskin and Robbins. And they called it Baskin and Robbins.
I think they got lucky. I think she fucked up and they got lucky because it was never referred to as Baskin and Robbins ever. Like in popular culture, especially at this generation, no.
Yeah.
Right, like it had gotten too popular at that point. Like
Way
no one
too
knew
popular,
it as
yeah.
Baskin and
It-
Robbins. Yeah.
It was BR. That's what it was.
Yeah. All right, go ahead, Bob.
So, I have so much. I'm trying to think of where I want to. I'm going to start with the early exposition, like as Rob said in previous episodes, telling, not showing. It was really uncomfortable and forced, and it was obviously aimed at families. Like it was obviously aimed at families watching a movie that didn't want to do the work to like figure out the story before Pixar showed everybody how to do that. To appeal to the entire family, not just dumb kids. Like Pixar knows how to introduce and expositorily show a story, and catch the kids, catch the adults, not dumb it down, keep people interested. And I know that's a skill that not everyone has, but they really like just were lazy on the whole thing. And product placement, Diet Coke. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
It was like almost the first like 10 minutes. I thought that sucked.
Really?
I lump those two together. Even though they have nothing to do with each other, I'm going to lump those two together.
I didn't see the Diet Coke product placement.
Yeah, there was a big can of Diet Coke. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't go out and buy a can of Coke like they were hoping I would, so I'm glad. My number 4, the mouth animation that we talked about, in my opinion, was outrageous, and I'm surprised that they just went with it.
Yeah.
It was so bad at times that I could not imagine being in 1999 as like a 30-year-old and watching it and thinking it looked real.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. The Look Who's Talking series that started in the late 80s and ended in the mid 90s, the kids never moved their lips. They just talked to each other with voiceovers, and
Like
everyone
a
accepted
quickening,
that. Yeah, everyone accepted that as fine. So the fact that they added this seemed unnecessary. It just seemed forced and unnecessary.
With all the
But
rest of the Russian.
at the same time, without subtitles, maybe you wouldn't believe it. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, and hey, I mentioned this before, but another laundry bin escape. I lumped that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw that in Steven Seagal's movie where like he got his wife at the time. Hard to Kill.
Hard to Kill, yeah, with the little ponytail. Yeah.
Yeah, like he get into a laundry basket or something. I don't know, maybe not. Hawaii.
I think
Hawaiian
the hospital.
Ticket to Hawaii. Hard Ticket to Hawaii. It's like, I don't know. I'm channeling all sorts of stuff right now. Probably none of it's right. Go ahead, Bob.
So 1999 is when this came out, and I'm assuming that's when it was set, even though they weren't explicit with the setting time.
Yeah.
So they claim to be like ultra tech, like this robots everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But then why is Dr. Kinder receiving reports on like an oversized booklet instead of like a laptop?
Yeah, true.
A laptop or at least computer printouts rather than this big old-fashioned like accounting ledger. Like,
yeah,
I thought that was like intentionally it was intentionally made to look like official and rushed and like old-fashioned, but it didn't fit the production design. I thought it was shit, and I'm calling them out on it. Fuck this movie.
Yeah.
A ponderous tome. My number 3. Why can't genius babies who have the secret knowledge of the universe and who can speak and understand every language on Earth use a toilet?
Yeah.
Because babies go poopty.
Yeah, right. Yes. That's right, Rob. Because babies
perfect
go
Rob
poopsie,
answer.
and that's
Perfect
very
Rob answer. Yes.
Yeah.
Poopsie whoopsie.
Rob inspired by his children with that answer.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's true. They wanted us to laugh at poopy humor, so that's why they can't use the toilet, even though they're geniuses. They can build like radio disabling, camera disabling technology with Legos, but they can't poop on a toilet.
All right.
There it is. Yeah.
Right. I'm going to actually build that for my number 4 or 3, wherever we're on. I love the close-ups of the kid's hands when he's building that like escape device.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's either a real person or elementary kid, but not a toddler or baby. Like
right,
it's totally like regular hands, and it's just really funny.
Like a 60-year-old mechanic's hands with like oil and a wrench.
So you know what? That works really well.
Not that bad.
My kids have been really into the Plankton movie on Netflix, and like he does a ballad,
Okay.
like I'm a jerk, I'm a jerky jerk, and like it's Plankton playing the piano and like shredding on a guitar, and it's just so obviously like human hands like playing, and it works so well in that context.
Yeah.
But it does not work here.
Yeah, no, it does not. It does not. Number 2. What kind of a research facility, daycare, sleepover, bus ride operation is Art Garfunkel's place? Because I'm really uncomfortable with the adults keeping the kids for like a weekend daycare.
Yeah.
You know, because they do bring them back by bus, and the parents are all like concerned that I'm really curious because they're staying overnight. All these kids are staying overnight at this daycare, right?
Yeah.
And then the parents are all extremely concerned when the bus isn't on schedule by 5 minutes. Like, they're all getting phone calls immediately. Like, where's my fucking kid? It's like, well, if you're like, it sounds like you're pretty concerned about your child, not because the bus is late, because you put them in some like stayover with this like really strange pedophilic looking guy and his like fat plumber who likes to, you know, give kids rides around town. I don't know. It just seems like super uncomfortable to me.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Okay, wait, go ahead.
I alluded to this earlier. Basil is a really ugly kid.
Yep.
Okay. The one of the geniuses?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, the one
was that intentional?
Uh-huh.
Was that the casting call? Like, did they say ugly white kids unite?
Yeah.
Wait, excuse me. Was that the wrangle?
Was that
the wrangle? You said casting.
Yes.
Was that the wrangle?
Yeah.
The wrangle.
And there were no black geniuses, no Asian geniuses, no. They were all white babies. Like, most offensive. I would say
not a single Asian genius baby.
That.
Yeah.
I love that you zeroed in on the Asian.
Driving, even though he like knows complex mathematics.
No, just echoing what you said first.
He knows complex mathematics, but he can't drive his little Tykes car for shit.
Take us off the air. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's over.
Thank you, Rob.
You're welcome.
Shit.
Please go.
You opened my bronchial tubes too much, Rob.
This is what we get for not editing Rob out of the podcast completely.
Yeah.
This is why Rob is not in control of our social media handles, although he has taken control.
He totally is.
Yeah, he is now. Okay, my number 1, Daddy. The twins communicate telepathically.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's all.
Yeah.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Like, it just, at a certain point, they're so smart that they can communicate without talking to each other. Like you know, the old myth that twins can feel each other's pain?
Yeah.
Like, even over miles, these kids can literally talk to each other in their brains when they focus on the force enough and, like, sit with their legs crossed or something.
Yeah. Which is strange because they didn't know each other existed until like later in the movie. But it's like if that were true, then they would have had some sort of like quickening like way earlier in their lives, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shining or something.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to mention 2 things that relate to each other. First of all, the amusement park that the indoor park that they went to was actually Circus in Las Vegas. It was an actual indoor amusement park. They just used it to film. But when at the end of the movie, when they arrived at the indoor amusement park, all the toddlers, Sly is, you know the drill, go to your places. As if they'd ever been there or seen the schematics of the amusement park or set up booby traps ahead of time. Like, fuck that. That's major assumptions. That's junk something. I'm not going to say junk science. It's junk planning, it's just junk schematics. It's bullshit.
Absolute.
And this was major Theodore Rex vibes with the constant, unimportant, and trying to be funny dialogue that just didn't work. And there's genius and there's impossible knowledge and problem solving at 2 years old. That potential does not equal ability. It's just not genius. Those were all my last catch-alls. I'm ready to move on.
Just to put a one last pin in the donkey's tail there. The babies are also way stronger than they should be. Like Slide goes down the slide and like his little baby
100%.
legs like knock over adults.
100%.
Even though he
agreed.
Like you could be a genius and learn karate really early. That doesn't mean your punch is gonna hurt when you're 2.
Doesn't mean you have more bone density, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So fuck that. All right. What are you guys watching?
He's lineman.
Told you I'm a lineman now.
Lineman.
We're not cable guys. We're linemen.
These are linemen. Like you.
Okay, I need to watch something else. This is what we're watching.
Yep. Yep.
All right.
While I asked, what are you watching? I'm watching You, season 4. I don't know if you've ever gotten into the show, guys. It's okay. Like, season 1 was really good. Season 2 was okay. Season 3 kind of sucked. Season 4 is shaping up pretty nice. You've probably heard of it. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you watch season 1 and 4 and just watch a recap and don't care at all about season 2 and 3. And then you're good. Number 2, I watched The Mask with Jim Carrey.
Hold
I
on.
don't know. I just love it. Yeah, I just love it.
It's good. Really good.
I don't remember much about it, except for when the guy's like, he speaks in pig Latin. He's like, "Ise, ooye, aderlay." I think the bumblebee.
Yeah. Dude, that stuck with me too when I was a kid. I don't know.
The band Royal Crown Review play Hey Pachuco at the club.
Pachuco. Yeah.
And they also play the song with the salsa dancing too.
All right.
They call me Cuban Pete. I'm the king of the jungle beat.
I saw them live at least once.
Awesome.
That's fun.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. Go ahead, Bob.
Okay, I'm going to say 2 things, but quickly. Me and Milo, my son, who I adore, we got to see a guy. His name is Derek Zanetti. He used to be in a band called the Homeless Gospel Choir. He's from Pittsburgh area. And I feel like even if you weren't a fan of his music, you would dig his live show, right? He talks in stream of consciousness and funny and politically and socially aware, yet punk all at the same time. And because he plays acoustic, he played all new songs. Like, he played like maybe 2 songs that we had heard before, but everything else was new. And normally, like, when you see a band you want to see, you don't want to hear all new songs.
Yeah.
But
right,
this was okay because it was acoustic and you can clearly make out the lyrics, the brilliant lyrics, and the meaning behind the songs. And with that being said, he only played 2 songs he previously recorded. Everything else was new. And that might be a detractor for some live shows, but this goes down in history as one of my favorite shows I've ever seen live. And me and Milo both agreed. Wow. There was an opening band that was good. There was a second opening band that was like really weird, like slam poetry. We didn't dig it. But then we watched Derek, and he was amazing. And I highly recommend it. I would like to tag him in the post, Derek Zanetti. If you need the spelling, I'll send it to you. But I want to promote him as much as I can. He's amazing.
Right.
But then I watched a movie on Canopy. I don't know if you guys know Canopy. It starts with a K.
No.
Kanopy. It's if you have a library card in the U.S.
Yep.
You have access to this website streaming service called Canopy, and you can see anything libraries have in movies. And I have a bunch of stuff on my list. I'm going to watch them all over the summer. But the one I watched the last couple nights was called To Live and Die in L.A. It was from 1985. It stars Willem Dafoe. He's the main star. He's the villain. He's a counterfeiter who's also a ruthless killer, killing everybody who crosses him or gets in his way. And then William Peterson, I don't know if you guys know that name. He was the lead in the original CSI, like the Vegas CSI. But this is when he was like in 1985. He was like young and in shape, right? He actually goes full frontal in this movie. No shit.
Hey, now.
Yeah. And John Turturro, I don't know if you know John Turturro. He's one of my favorites.
Yeah,
awesome.
I like John Turturro a lot.
Yeah, he's in this too.
Yeah.
So it's a cat and mouse game between two Secret Service agents and a counterfeiter and his team. The counterfeiters actually killed the Secret Service agent's longtime partner 2 days before the partner's retirement. It's just a great like back and forth chase thriller. It was actually directed and written by William Friedkin, who made The Exorcist. It was the same guy that made The Exorcist made this movie.
Right. I'm totally gonna watch.
Yeah, but here's the detractor. The soundtrack / score is a little hard to take. It's very 80s. It was made by Wang Chung. I don't know if you guys know Wang Chung.
Everybody have fun tonight.
Yeah, that's their pop hit. But they also recorded the entire score of this movie. And the first, 30 minutes of this movie, every few minutes is like an 80s music break. And it's
nice.
It's a bit much to take. But if you can get past the first hour, then it's all just story and action. And it's much better.
Cool. All right.
But Willem Dafoe is amazing. Everyone's amazing. It's pretty good. It's not great. I give it about 4 out of 5 stars, I'll say. Right. And I'll watch it again, but it's very 80s. But better than most 80s since it's directed by William Friedkin.
Yeah.
That went long. Sorry, go Rob.
I got 3 things. I'll be quick. Number 1, I never watched Black Mirror until recently, where we had to do some YouTube scripts for some
I hear it's
episodes.
Good. Yeah, I hear it's good.
It's like good, yeah. It's like technologically driven Twilight Zone for depressed millennials, and it's great. And
Which is you.
Yeah, since it's an anthology series, if one episode sucks, it doesn't matter because it doesn't carry over to the next one. But overall, overwhelmingly positive experience so far. Yeah. I've been waiting for this to pop on Hulu because it's been like a Shudder release, but in a violent nature. Have you heard about that one?
No.
It's a slasher from the perspective of the killer. A bunch of kids find a locket in the woods, and by moving the locket from where it was located, awakens a Jason Voorhees type, like a slow walking, line back built killer.
Yeah.
And it's just following her perspective with a really cool ambient sound design of the birds chirping and twig snapping as he slowly tracks down all the kids to reclaim what's his and kills them all. It is fucking awesome.
Yeah, cool.
And then Defendor with Woody Harrelson.
Defendor?
Defendor. Not his character's very adamant about the correct pronunciation.
I can see that. Go ahead.
He is a vigilante who uses jars of wasps and handfuls of marbles to fight crime.
Christ.
He's looking for an enemy only known to him as Captain Industry. He's a fully grown adult, but he was born with fetal alcohol syndrome, so he's very simple. And he goes around wearing a World War I helmet and a duct tape letter D on his chest, trying to find Captain Industry. And because he thinks he killed his mother when he was a child. And it's like a comedy. It's like a comedy drama, but it's very well done. It had an $8 million budget or a $3 million budget, and it's Woody Harrelson being Woody Harrelson. He plays it straight. He's seriously on this mission to make the streets a safer place where kids' parents don't get killed by crime lords. And he does it so earnestly, but also he's mentally his mental faculties aren't there. So
he's she's gonna make my pee-pee sneeze.
Yeah. It's just him showing up to these gang busts and getting the living shit beaten out of him every time.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Strongly recommend it. I loved it. It was really
cool. Defendor.
Yeah, and that's it.
Wrong with Defendor.
Yeah, Defendor.
He would. Let's do bad credit names.
Yeah.
Now, also on the plane crash, KTVU has just learned the names of the 4 pilots who were on board the flight. They are Captain Sum Ting Wong, Wee Tu Lo, Ho Lee Fook, and Bang Ding Ao.
And then here's the real one.
Ruby D. Marion Squeers. Kevin Souls. Zachary Handy. And Jennifer Wallstump.
Poor Ruby D.
Nice.
Sorry, I told you she was coming back.
I know. I figured that's what it was because I know you.
Do you guys know what that clip was from?
The holy shit one?
Yeah, that's like a news clip, right? From like news fails.
Yeah, so like a plane went down in Japan or something.
Yeah.
And they didn't know like what happened, or like the world was like, what the fuck happened to this plane? And then somebody called the news organization. They were like, I have the captain's names, and they were so desperate to like get the information that they didn't screen the person at all. So they just took the names, sent it to the broadcaster, and the woman's actually said those names on that clip.
That's second only to
if you don't.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's second only to the fuck 'em right in the pussy guy who like photo bombs.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, he's got the number one spot, but
I like the keep fucking that chicken guy. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
I've seen that too. Yeah,
that's great.
I was afraid you were going to say the Hawk Tuah girl because like she might have like taken everybody on.
No, she's done.
Yeah, agreed. But anyway, if you didn't catch the really subtle joke there, next time you hear an episode of The Worst Movie Ever Made, you listen to that soundtrack behind that bumper too, and you tell me what's going on there.
All right.
You might get a next dimension joke, you know.
Yeah.
But for now, let's throw it to the offensive minigame.
Sometimes things sound offensive.
Hell, training grown tigers naked in a meat suit.
But it's for us to figure out if it is or not with the offensive minigame.
And we technically don't have one this week, right? Because it's the beginning of a new season. But we wanted to hear that sweet bumper. All right.
Sure we do.
And then same for the comparison. Should we just play that one too?
Yeah.
I'm using that Jim Cotter falling sound effect for the rest of my life.
I love it.
FYI.
Never stop.
That Jim Cotter falling.
It will show up for the rest of my life.
Nice. All right. So compare. Hello?
Hello?
Are we comparing? Are you doing the compare clip? Chris? You there, Chris? Say a sentence.
I mean, Rob, do you have the bumper? Like,
yeah, I do. I'm just not sure if he's fucking with us or not because he's looking coy. Right.
I would never do that.
Okay. Here. Fuck you. Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's time to compare the movies and get the hell out of here. We've been through enough.
Your hook's cut out because your knees are too close to the pole. Y'all learned that on the first day.
Fuck you.
I don't know. I think it's going to sound kind of awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
So here are the results.
All right.
The pitch. Chris, you win with a 4.25. Offensive. What do you want to say?
Everything. It's offensive as a piece of art. It's offensive as commentary on whatever it's trying to commentate on. It's
what about
unappealing to all senses.
Stroller seduction. Or whatever it was.
I like that. The postnatal pedophilia.
Yeah.
Yeah. That. Dialogue. How bad was it? If you had
there's no baseline because it's new for a season, but I'd say like 0.
0? Like out of 100?
Yeah. I guess.
Or 1,000? Maybe
0.
Math teacher. What's the worst 0 out of? Like 0 out of 10 or 0 out of 1,000? Which one's worse?
It's the same 0.
Same 0, yes. It's the same 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I'm a math
teacher.
teacher.
Yeah. 0 out of 1,000, he said. I heard clearly.
Right.
Production.
Cool.
80 Baby Fever is over.
Yeah.
That is our
Indeed,
worst production.
indeed it is.
Very much so. Couldn't agree more.
Ghostbusters 2, Ghostbusters 2, 3 Men and a Baby.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes. Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. And Look Who's Talking. We're all done by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they tried. And Baby's Day Out came next.
We were already in pregnant dude territory at this point. Like they're still working on babies.
We're already there.
We still gotta do Junior. We gotta do that.
It's not the tumor.
You gotta shove the baby back in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should do an all baby season, but I think it's too late.
Yeah.
Bob, that's so funny that you said that, because I was actually thinking there's a point in this pod where I'm like pondering in the corner and everybody's like, is he on drugs? What I was thinking about is we should do an all sequels season, because we've done a lot of really terrible first movies, but we've never done the sequels to them, and there are arguably way worse sequels to all of the ones that we've done.
We could base the rest of our careers on sequels and never run out of content.
Yeah, no, but I mean sequels to movies we've done.
I'm
okay.
Let's talk about that for next season. That's actually a really fun idea. I like that.
I like that. Let's see if we can compile this long enough, and we'll do it.
Well, because there's going to be like Universal Soldiers 2, and it might not even have Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren. It's going to be like Mel Gibson's son, and
there's a Baby Geniuses too. I think we got it.
I think we got it.
Okay, yeah, I think it's there. But anyway, we'll talk about it later. For acting, what do you guys want to say for one wonder?
Dollar Store Matthew Broderick.
Okay, Dollar Store Matthew.
I feel like the dad. He
talking about Art Garfunkel.
I'm not going to disagree because I don't understand.
The dad, the main dad guy. He deliberately tried to sound like Matthew Broderick when he talked. Like he had the same affect to his.
So he played an Eastern European art dealer in Ghostbusters 2, another cute baby movie. And then fast forward to the 90s, he played a friend of Ally McBeal in Ally McBeal.
Yeah, that's where I recognize him from. Okay.
Yeah. He's super famous for that. He's super famous for that era, but he didn't fit. He didn't fit as Kim Cattrall's husband because he was dorky and she was super hot. And I'm not gonna say I'm attracted to her, but she obviously was like commercially hot. You know what I mean? Like it didn't.
Yeah,
it didn't
she had
work.
a look. Not for me either.
No, she's not my thing, but at the same time, she's not his thing either. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm his thing.
That's fair enough.
Sorry, did I say that?
Yeah. No, I agree. You're my kind of thing too. Demerits, what do you guys got?
Good enough for a sequel, allegedly.
That is a demerit.
But I'm gonna say not babies. That's my
not babies.
Yeah, not babies.
Yeah. Toddly off? No, doesn't work. Not babies.
Noddlers.
Noddlers. Yeah.
Noddlers.
Let's do that.
Noddlers. Very good. I love it. Okay. Rob, why don't you plug us? Throw it to Bob for his last word, whatever he wants it to be. Bob,
well, what are we watching next week, guys? What won the poll? What won the poll?
I think it was Munchie.
It was Munchie. Okay.
All right.
Was it seriously? Okay.
It's. I don't care. I think it's going to make for a better episode. Even though
if you watch the Mystery Science Theater version of Munchie, you will laugh your fucking ass off. But I'm going to not direct you that direction. I want you to watch this raw first and have your honest opinion. Yeah. Okay. You can't watch the MST version first because it's too funny.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
You can find
we'll do that.
us.
Oh, and worst of the season, by the way, is BB Geniuses.
Yes. You can find us at www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We are a podcast. You can find us on the podcast things. You can also find us on YouTube. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok. You can also email us. We have polls. We sometimes post trailers. We post stories with clips from the movies we're reviewing each week. I've been slacking on that a little bit, but I will try to up my game. Work's been stupid. So www.theworstmovieevermade.com. We are a podcast. Bob?
Yes. We are.
Oh, last word.
Yeah.
It's slobberers.
Slobberers.
It's slobbering time. All right. Here is my one-shot bumper reel. It's my 6-year-old and my 4-year-old, almost 4-year-old, drumming. And it's not on beat. Their timing is dog shit. And I had to cobble together a bass line to that and then put clips over it.
I love
Here we
your
go.
kids. I love your kids.
They are great. They're fun little baskets of mayhem. Here we go.
Your brains will be squirting out in your ears.
YouTube.
Us wrong. Man boobs.
Offensive.
Oh, it's him. Oh, God, it's him. It's
production.
Get the hell down from there!
Don't worry, I'll catch you. Because this is the catch-all.
Hill training growing tigers naked in a meat suit.
Okay. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's time to compare the movies and get the hell out of here. We've been through enough.
Your hook's cut out because your knees are too close to the pole. Y'all learned that on the first day.
Fuck you. Right.
We're going to come to realize that's like in 1415. It's like a Primus Dream Theater collabo, like genius on Baby Geniuses episode reveal.
If you take these notes and play them in a different sequence, it's actually Mozart.
But it is.
All right. Bye, Jelly School. Thanks, Maeve.